Hey guys, my name is Felicia Fallum. I am an artist and traveler. A lot of my art focuses on history, currently African American history. And I was recently asked a question about why I refer to my grandmother as being white, and I refer to a lot of the stuff in my art exhibit as African American history. And the comment was saying that I should switch those and refer to my grandmother as European American and my artwork as black. And I guess the reasons I do it the way that I do, since people always ask things like this, my degree was African American and Diaspora Studies. So when I'm referring to history, I do usually use the term African American. I often use black to talk about more of the culture today. Black culture is the result of African American history, if you will. And people can disagree with that. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to be offended if you disagree. Totally cool. Um, and I don't refer to my grandmother as European American because we're 13th generation Americans on my mother's side of the family. And there's really no connection to Europe at this point. Um, yeah, I think I'm a half Scotch Irish, Dutch, and German, and so like my grandmother would be Scotch Irish, and so I would say like Scotch Irish American. Like that doesn't even make sense. There's really no Scotch Irish culture. The my white side of the family's culture is I'd say Midwest, like South Dakotan. Um, like my grandma grew up on a farm. She was in a one room schoolhouse teacher. She very much like farm country, a lot of language like go ahead and red up the house, eating roasting ears, wash and wrench the dishes, and things like that. Like it, which really isn't connected to Europe. It's much more connected to farming and then later mining in South Dakota and Lead, South Dakota. Um, so yeah, so I don't really use European American as there's no connection whatsoever when I'm referring to my white side of the family. But there are aspects. I know that I have like my husband's family, though white, they have a Norwegian heritage in his mother's side, and I think there are aspects of the Norwegian culture because they're only third generation here. Um, and so I'd be more likely to say like Norwegian American um, with them, but not really with my side of the family, just because there's really no ties to Europe. Um, yeah, and so that is my answer as to why I use African American. I usually use it referring to history. Sometimes I do use African American and Black interchangeably. If I'm having a conversation about culture and generalizations, I will say white and Black. And yes, Black is usually capitalized because it describes a culture and a people group, whereas white is much more generic. White, and like the question, like, why isn't there White History Month? Because there's Irish History Month, there's German History Month, there's Scottish History Month, there's French History Month, there's Italian History Month. We have the cultures within within white American history. So I hope that kind of clarifies that for you guys. Yeah, and you're welcome to your opinions. You can tell me that I'm wrong in my usage. Totally fine. I know there's other terms, but those are the reasons that I typically use the ones that I use. And unless there's a really good reason to switch that up, I probably won't, because these terms seem to communicate what I'm trying to say the most clearly. As culture shifts, these terms might shift, and that's fine. Then I would change to communicate more clearly. I hope that's helpful, and I apologize for the bad lighting and the shakiness. My tripod is at the art gallery, and I have a migraine, and so I'm not turning up the light. But I wanted to get this video because I just was asked like a few, yeah, anyways. So take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.